Did you know that a city once considered the Florence of Germany was destroyed in just a few hours? The horrific story of the bombing of Dresden in 1945 remains a controversial topic to this day. Click through to unravel the mystery and explore different perspectives. The Flames of Dresden. February 1945 was one of the coldest months in Dresden. Among the ancient buildings that bore the scars of centuries of history, the people's hopes still struggled to hold on to the war that was about to end. No one thought that the dark night that was about to come would be part of the most terrifying nightmare in the city's history. On February 13th, the shadows of hundreds of bombers covered the sky. The bombs fell like a fierce rain, causing thousands of explosions that shook the earth. Children who were sleeping peacefully in their homes were awakened by the deafening sound of the explosion, while their parents rushed to hug them tightly, trying to hide their fear. In just 3 days, about 3,900 tons of bombs were dropped by the Royal Air Force, RAF, and the United States Air Force, USAF, destroying everything below. The birth of the firestorm. Even more terrifying was a fierce phenomenon called a firestorm. Thousands of incendiary bombs were dropped, quickly burning down wooden buildings and all flammable materials. The raging fire sucked up the surrounding air, creating a vortex of fierce flames that blew with incredible force. Temperatures rose to hundreds of degrees Celsius, melting iron and shattering stone. Those who tried to escape to underground shelters either suffocated to death from lack of oxygen or were burned to death by the heat penetrating the ground. The entire city became a huge furnace, consuming buildings, streets, and the lives of everyone who could not escape. The sky, once a beacon of hope, was now red with smoke and heat. The sounds of screams and explosions mixed together to form a terrifying soundtrack of death. That night was not only an air raid, but also the turning of a beautiful city into ashes. Some 25,000 people lost their lives in this horrific event. The streets were covered in piles of ash and charred skeletons. The legacy of the tragedy. When the sun rose the next day, it revealed only a barren landscape of a city that had once been bustling with life. Famous buildings such as the famous Frauenkirche were reduced to rubble. Dresden, once known as the Jewel Box, is now a vast wasteland, a reminder of the inescapable effects of war. The Dresden tragedy has raised questions about the morality of war and the consequences of attacking civilians. It is a reminder of the destructive power of war and the heavy price that humanity has to pay. Dresden has gradually been rebuilt from its ashes. The Frauenkirche was also rebuilt entirely from its original stone, symbolizing hope and resurrection after the tragedy.